So, a lot of you are probably surprised by the title. Why would I regret rank 3 in my Redskull? He's supposed to be one of the best tech champions around, one of the best buffs in recent history, and whilst that is true, he has not been performing well in Battlegrounds at all for me. The recent metas have really not been helping him, and the future metas are not going to be great for him either. So I'm really regretting taking my Redskull to rank 3 at the moment. When Redskull first got buffed, he was a menace on defense. My ascended 6-star was getting plenty of wins. So when I eventually pulled the 7-star, I took him to rank 3 pretty much straight away. But the node that season in Battlegrounds was Rich Get Richer, and it also had the node where it applies random debuffs and buffs to you, which was pretty bullshit because you'd sometimes get a random crush on yourself or your opponent would randomly go unblockable, but that's not important right now. The main node to focus on right here was Rich Get Richer. The Cosmic class already has some of the strongest Battlegrounds attackers in game. Herc, CGR, Gallant, even Hulklin. Yeah, Hulklin can take Redskull if you don't already know. I have a video on that on my channel, but I'm not going to explain that right now. Basically, all these champions, they nuke Redskull in a average meta. And of course, in Rich Get Richer, these already OP Cosmic nukes are even stronger. And people were auto-drafting CGR, Hulklin, Gallant, Herc more than he normally do, and this pretty much just made Redskull completely useless. It's not like you can ban all your opponent's Cosmic champions because most people have CGR, Herc, Gallant in their own deck, so they don't want to ban them. And there was plenty of other Cosmics that could nuke Redskull as well, so you couldn't ban all your opponent's options for Redskull, especially if you're like me and you always have a ban slot reserved for Serpent. I am never not banning that guy. So yeah, Redskull was kind of a potato that entire season on defense. He was pretty good on attack though. But we move on to the next season, which was the season that just finished, and this was the meta where your opponent gains loads of armor ups and you gain loads of armor breaks on yourself. Redskull was pretty much useless on defense in this meta as well because Gallant was a auto draft for most people, CGR as well. My rank 3 Redskull was not getting me any wins on defense, so you think, well, it's not that bad. Redskull is a dual use champion, right? Well, no, because of the armor breaks from the node, this made Redskull pretty much unplayable. His shocks would be extremely short, even if you played parry heavy style, so you try to get as little armor breaks on you as possible. He just did not work on attack, so he was pretty much a potato last season in Battlegrounds as well. I ended up taking him out of my deck. It was that bad. A rank 3 that you're not running in your deck is just, yeah. So that's 2 seasons in a row that he's pretty much been useless for me. So he's been useless since I took him to rank 3. Now we're moving on to the current season. He will be good in Victory Track. The node is Power Snack, so most of the OP Cosmic champions like CGR, like Hulklin, like Herc, they can still work for Redskull in Victory Track, but it's a lot trickier. It can go wrong, and it will at the very least not be a nuke like it normally is. So Redskull is a pretty good defender in Victory Track, but on attack he's not the best, because if you know Redskull's abilities, you know he is immune to Fate Steal and Nullify and all that, right? But this only works against champions' abilities. So for example, he is immune to Long Shot's Nullify, but he is not immune to Nullify that comes from nodes. So he is not immune to the Power Snack node in Victory Track, which is a pretty big problem for him, considering he's very armor up reliant. You don't want to be getting all your armor ups nullified, because that's going to make your opponent gain power, and it's going to make you lose out on damage, because the more armor ups you have, the more attack rating you have. So he's a good defender, but not the best attacker in Victory Track this season. But that doesn't even matter too much to me, because I'll be out of Victory Track the first 1 or 2 days after it dropping. How will he be in Gladiator Circuit? Well, I really doubt he will be good on defense. There's nothing stopping champions like CGR, Gallon, Hercules, and all these champions. They nuke Redskull and people auto draft them is the problem. So I don't think he's going to do too well on defense this season. And he's going to be completely useless on attack, because what the node does is it will make your energy based debuffs do no damage. So Redskull's shocks are going to be doing no damage, and your opponent is actually going to be healing from this. The healing part doesn't really matter too much, because Redskull has that heal block off the heavy attack. But yeah, your shock is going to do no damage, so Redskull's going to be very slow. You could play him using the SB1 method, but that's not fast. That's a very slow way to play him. You're not going to win many matches playing Redskull in that way, and there's no reason to run him in your deck if he's not going to be a good defender and if he's a slow attacker. So that's 3 seasons in a row that Redskull has been useless for me. What about next season in Battlegrounds? Well, next season is probably going to be the crit me with your best shot meta. So only your critical hits do damage on this node. None of your damage over time effects are going to work. So Redskull is going to be useless on attack, and he's going to be very bad on defense for this, I think, as well, because Redskull actually has a pretty small health pool. It's the armor ups what make him so tanky, and the armor ups also grant crit resistance, so you're less likely to crit against Redskull for each armor up he has. But in crit me with your best shot, you're going to have guaranteed crits. Guaranteed crits bypass most of the armor what Redskull has, and he has a small health pool. So I really don't think he's going to do well on defense for that meta either. He's going to be useless on attack. So that's 4 seasons in a row that Redskull has been a potato for me. Keep in mind though, I do play in Celestial, which is in the top 100 in Battlegrounds. So like, my Redskull doesn't cook, but let's say you're in a lower tier, like maybe you're in Uru or Gamma, maybe Redskull cooks for you, and that's alright. I'm not trying to call him a bad champion. Just for me, I really regret the rank up, and for me it was a bit of a waste of a rank up. So yeah, that's my opinion on Redskull at rank 3. I don't think he's worth the rank 3 at the moment, especially with how the Battlegrounds metas are right now. I think he's worth rank 2 still, because he's still a very good champion, especially outside of Battlegrounds. It's just I personally really don't care about outside of Battlegrounds. So again, for me, it's been a potato of a rank up. But I do still think he's worth rank 2, and he will probably be worth rank 3 in the future. I'm sure there will be metas in the future what benefit Redskull on defense, benefit him on attack, or that hinders cosmic champions so he doesn't get nuked as badly. I really wish I rank 3'd Starkey instead of this guy. I've been a fan of Starkey for ages. I used to run him way before he came out as a 7-star. I was one of the only people with a rank 4 Starkey back in the day, and yeah, he put in so much work for me. Been a GOAT for me for a very long time, and I think most people would agree that he was a top 5 Battlegrounds attacker for a very long time. But since the bullseye nerf didn't change much, but it did make Starkey one of the best counters for him. You can easily kill bullseye before he ever throws a special attack, thanks to the crazy damage and the power drain of Starkey. As long as you're fighting equal ranks, Starkey can easily kill Bullseye before he ever throws a single special attack, and I think this has really boosted Starkey to be a top 3 Battlegrounds attacker. He's just insanely versatile. There's not many champions he can't take, and he's one of the fastest champs around, competing with champions like CGR. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you found this helpful. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.